Hello you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be reacting to Americans not getting the UK. We're going to react to loads of videos Americans have made about how the UK is such a terrible place, and we're going to put them right.
This is what it's like driving in the UK. There's only enough room for one car on the road and it's absolutely terrifying.
I mean, strictly speaking, that's only in like the Lake District or like countrified places in the UK. Like most roads in the UK, there's a lane for going up and there's a lane for going down, at least, okay? This makes it seem like the UK has got no motorways, like this is the only like kind of way to get around. And if you're American, because you're used to having so much space and it taking days to get from one side of the country to the other one, you're probably gonna believe this if you haven't been to the UK. If this was the case, wouldn't we have so many car crashes? Like every single day would be like driving on a battlefield. Also, actually, to the people that live in the Lake District or like places where there's only one lane, how do you just go about your normal lives? Like, I drove there the other month and genuinely I felt like on every single corner that I was passing, I was going to lose my life. My life? Why did I totally... My life? I thought I was going to lose my life, my lady.
There are things from the UK that don't make sense to me as an American. First off, a TV license. What money-making BS is that?
To be fair, okay, she's pulled her pants down there. She's got with her. It's not our choice though, love. Like, we're not like queuing up on renewal day. Like, please take my money. I really want to contribute to the TV license. They just come. To any Americans watching, they send you a letter. You ignore it. They send you another one, and then they send you one giving you a date when they're gonna turn up at your door. And then you just have to pay it unless you want to knock at the door. They've got us by the balls here. Strictly speaking, not everyone pays it. I do. I definitely pay it. Tell anyone, any TV license people are watching, I definitely don't live in Newcastle. Anyway, to get to my house, it's a country road, you know, you don't want to risk your life to knock on my door. You don't want to do that, do you? Do you not have that in America, like a TV license? Oh my god, this is terrible.
I cannot believe they've been doing that to you guys this whole time. Ugh. And number two, the majority of people driving a manual. Unless you're a car person, why do you want to make driving harder? I don't have a problem with it, but I don't understand the point.
I love how Americans normally say, like, drive a manual. They're like, you drive stick? Oh my god, you drive stick? That's amazing. You must be a driver's driver. That's incredible, man. Again, it's not really our choice. Like, automatics, I think, on average, are more expensive over here. Also, everyone kind of passed their driving test in a manual. You can do automatic, but if you pass your driving test driving an automatic, you don't have a license to drive manual. So everyone just learns manual, so then they can choose from any car here. I always said that I would never drive an automatic, and then I've recently got a new car after 8 years of having my first car, and I was like, oh my god, automatic is so cool. This is like driving a go-kart. That's coming from somebody that was a serial staller. Like, I used to stall every other day. I don't know how, I don't know why, I don't know if it's just I'm a driver, but to be fair, my car did like break down on most journeys that I would do, so I do have a little bit of leeway with this one.
This is a kind of all of Europe thing, but how people are able to leave their dogs outside of a shop. I would be a nervous wreck the whole entire time, thinking that someone would come along and steal my dog.
To be fair, people do this in the north, but when I lived in London, not many people did this. I think because, like, in London, like, if you leave something outside, it's no longer yours at that point. You leave your bike, you leave anything, it's just no longer, like, you don't actually own that. I remember when a Deliveroo driver left my food outside the front door, and I said I was going to be 20 seconds. He left it out there. When I went there, it was gone. I was like, okay, well, I guess that's for the streets now, is it?
I feel like this might get me in trouble in the comment section, but this bedroom aesthetic that's like everything just being fuzzy and monochromatic, just not my cup of tea.
To be fair, we don't like that either. That's just kind of like, it's kind of like spice our final bosses, like people that go to Ibiza and kind of like flex the muscles. That's kind of the people that get crushed velvet. We're not all live, laugh, lovers over here, okay? A lot of people actually frown upon the crushed velvet layout. This is so funny seeing an American react to British things. I'm so excited for what's to come in this video. I feel like it's going to get a lot worse.
Right, babe, what do you think that is right there?
Fire hydrant, and I don't know why there's
A fire hydrant? Why would it be a fire hydrant? It rains every single day here. We have natural ones from the clouds. It's a post box, love. It's the cutest thing ever. You've got a message you want to send to someone, and for some reason you can't do it on social media. Bang! Get a stamp. Boof. There you go. 79 pence. They'll get the message.
What sport do you think that is?
Badminton.
No.
It's literally freaking softball with a paddle.
Yeah, to be fair, not many of us play cricket unless you're in like a certain tax bracket, I feel like. Unless you go like business class on planes, you know, you don't really need to be interested in this one.
Part 2 of things in a British supermarket which might confuse Americans. Bovril, which is beef paste pickled up.
I never thought I would see an American say the word bovril. That is hilarious that he's like zoomed in and went, it's some sort of fucking paste.
Pickled onion space raiders. Yes, the crisps are shaped like alien faces. Malt loaf.
Wait, you don't have those in America? Oh my god, they're like the best crisps ever. They're the stinkiest crisps ever. Like, you know, if someone you fancy eats them, you're probably not going to want to kiss them after, right? But can't lie, beef ones are the best. Any Americans out there that are living in the UK, get yourself a pack of beef space raiders. Proper cheap as well. If you want a budget, get them. They're a lot cheaper than the Walkers and all that shit. Get yourself some Space Raiders. Stink the gaff out.
Malt loaf. I literally have no idea what this is, but
I don't either, to be fair. I normally avoid that.
Is it a cake? Is it a cookie? No one really knows. But yeah, orange and chocolate isn't really much of a thing in the US. Tinnies galore of any sort of alcohol you could ever want. Yeah, we have White Claws, but sadly, not tinnies to this extent. Scotch.
I love that he calls them tinnies. That's so cute. The reason I think the UK has so much alcohol is because when you get over 18, there's not many things that you can do apart from drink alcohol here. In America, there seems like there's loads more that you guys have for entertainment. Here, everything revolves around drinking. You go out with your mates through the day. You're going to go day drinking. You go on a night time, she'll get some drinks in. Everything revolves around drinking. And if it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't hit the same, unfortunately. I don't even know what there is to do in Newcastle that doesn't involve drinking. You could do an escape route, but if you drink, it just makes it funner. You go for crazy golf, have a drink, makes it funner. Again, this is not me trying to promote. I realise I'm kind of motivating you to drink here. I'm just saying this is from my perspective. It just makes everything that's a bit less
One time my British friend convinced me that England had designated tea time every Tuesday at 2 p.m. A siren would go off throughout the nation, and whatever you were doing, you took 10 minutes off for tea. Obviously.
We do have that. Why are you acting like this is not a real thing? We all have the alarm clock for tea. At 2 p.m. every day, no matter what you're doing, that alarm goes off, you've got to stick the kettle on. Otherwise, you get shot. Obviously not with a gun. We don't have guns here. They use bow and arrows, so they literally just bang, it's in and out. So unless you get that Tetley bag in that cup pronto, you're going to lose your life. So make sure when you come over here, guys, 2 p.m, you've got a cup next to you and a kettle.
She was like, ask any British person. It's like a British thing. And I was like, okay. I asked every British person I knew, and they were all like, yeah. The siren goes off, we have tea time.
Told you.
I'm like, you guys have a siren that goes off for tea? That's a little bit weird, no? They're like, yeah, but it's normal to us. Like, we just don't talk about it that much because it's like a normal thing. I'm like, we should talk about it because it's really weird, right? Like, I told every American, look how weird the British people are. They have a siren that goes off for tea. And then one British person gave up the gig. They were laughing. They were. They thought it was hilarious. And I was like, you know what else is funny? When we threw all your tea in the harbor.
Love, you've had a tremendous error here. I was going to keep the joke going, but I can't believe you actually fell for that. You told multiple people that British people at 2 p.m. have a tea alarm. That is so good. But like, what? I don't believe it. It's amazing. That is so good. I'm not trying to like generalize here because I know a lot of Americans aren't like this. I know a few Americans watch this channel. But a small proportion of America seems to be a lot more gullible than people in the UK. Like when I watched that Ruby Frankie documentary and they were talking about some of the stuff like people joining a Facebook group called Moms of Truth so they could expose the truth on the world. Like if a mom got invited to that in the UK, they'd be like, I'm not joining them freaks. What, you think I'm going to get... Think I'm gonna let all my mates know that I'm in a group called Moms of... Are you taking the piss? Whereas in America, they're like, hell yeah, man. I'll do that, man. I'm gonna spread some truths. It's so wild because we both speak the same language, but it's so different.
As an American, the greeting, you okay or you alright, is so confusing to me. Why are you asking if I'm okay as a way of saying hello? Like, you okay? I don't know, am I? Do I not look okay? What's going on?
To be fair, I've never thought of it like that. Like, when I say that, I'm not expecting them to, like, actually think if they're okay. I'm just expecting them to be like, yeah, and then we just do whatever we're doing. Like, oh, you're right, mate? They're like, oh, you're right, mate? Like, sometimes they even repeat it. Like, that's the normal thing. You're right, mate? Oh, you're right, mate? And then you just go on with your day, right? That's how you respond to that. If someone goes, you're right, mate, you go, actually, you know what, now you're asking, I'm not. You know, honestly, the wife's left us. Kids hate us, divorce, I'm losing the house. You don't respond with all that. We don't want to hear it. One thing that does throw you off is if you say it to, like, someone you don't know, oh, you're right, and they go, yeah, actually, are you? You're like, what? But you ask, that's not your line. You're asking if I'm okay. I don't want to, am I okay? Like, you start questioning yourself. When someone actually responds to it, that's where it makes it awkward.
Like, it took me forever to learn that just the automatic response is, yeah, you. I feel like, yeah, you is just like its own slang word at this point.
One thing that does pisses off that British people, I don't even think it's British people that say, it's just like when family members say, oh, you're looking tired. It's like, am I? I feel like all, like, British family members that are older than you, like, comment on how tired you look. And you're like, well, I feel fine. I actually feel really good this morning. Now I feel like, oh, you look tired. Have you not slept well? Actually, I slept really well, actually. Thanks for that.
My new favorite thing about the UK. It's like 11 a.m. here, and everybody is out drinking in the morning, like geezers. They're like, it's not people our age. They're like moms and dads just crushing pints at 11 in the morning. Like, is this normal?
This is normal, and we're in Brighton, and it's a Saturday.
Hey, right, it's 5 p.m. somewhere, okay? We're just drinking for everyone else. This is so true, though, because when I lived in London, Chloe would work night shift at Home Bargains, and I would meet her at, like, 9 p.m. Meet her at Wetherspoons for breakfast, and there was people getting on it, like, every single day. There was people, like, queuing up at 9 a.m. and having a pint with their full English. Some people are just built different here. Any excuse to drink, people take it here.
English food is absolute dog shit, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Nah, I didn't.
Oh, we're gonna fall out, son. I'll give you time. I'll give you time to correct yourself.
Say London food is shit. I said English food is shit, which is a very important distinction. So while I'm here in London, not only am I going to be eating good food, but I'm also going to be trying some of the UK's most popular traditional dishes. So today we're going to be getting pie and mash. Now, I decided to head to Maureen's, which is supposedly one of the best places in London to get authentic pie and mash. Now, based on how many people were in here, I was hopefully enthusiastic, but it didn't really end well. Now, if you don't know, pie and mash is pretty much a meat pie, mashed potatoes, and liquor, which is pretty much like a parsley butter-based sauce, and
liquor? What? It's pie, mash, and liquor? I thought liquor was alcohol in America. Or does that just mean liquid? What do you expect, though? It literally says pie and mash. What else do you want? It's pie and some mash. If anything, the little sauce on top's just an added bonus.
First thing, right off the bat, this does not look good. It is so visibly displeasing. I almost couldn't eat it. And like digging into the meat pie, this was disgusting. Now, full disclosure, it did taste a little bit better than what I thought it would, but honestly, adding salt and vinegar on top is absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I didn't eat anything else all day, and still, I would only give this maybe like a 1.5, 2 out of 10.
I mean, you did finish it, so it mustn't have been that bad. Also, why are you putting vinegar on top of your pie and mash? Whoever told you to do that has had your pants pulled down. That is one thing about UK food, is a lot of it doesn't look the best, I will give you that, but it tastes unbelievable. Like shepherd's pie, cottage pie, doesn't look that great. Oh, mince and dumplings, looks like a bomb site. Oh, I could shag some shepherd's pie right now. Not actually, because that would just be really hot and I'd probably get burnt, guys.
America living in the UK, these are the craziest things I've heard British people say. Part 2. This one is chuffed to bits. I'm guessing he's very satisfied. Like, oh, I'm chuffed to bits, mate. And I'm just like, I'm like, you're happy. Second is gobsmacked. Like, man, I'm gobsmacked. I've heard this way too many times, so it must be a very common one. Next one, and I just heard this, and that's miffed. I don't know what it means. I heard someone on the subway was like, oh, mate, I was miffed. So I'm guessing pissed.
That's like angry. Like, oh, miffed at him. Like, I'm angry. Oh, God, I could just burn his penis in some shepherd's pie right now. I will give it to Americans, like some British phrases really don't sound that. Like when we're angry, we use words that doesn't seem like we're angry. Like gobsmacked is so unaggressive, but that's actually really aggressive. Like if someone in the UK is gobsmacked, you've done something pretty horrific to them. Is this considered the American version of the projects? Oh my God, what? Let's have a look. No, they're actually like pretty decent sized houses for the UK. I don't know what area this is, but if I was walking through here, I wouldn't feel that bad. I feel like where I grew up was a lot rougher than these houses. These houses, like, look at that one. This bit's got a bit sticking out of it, man. This is luxury in the UK. You've got a little bit of greenery here. To be fair, like, from an American's point of view, whenever there's a movie on the UK, it's always filmed in, like, a really posh area in London. It's always, like, romanticized. You never really get to see houses like this, so if an American sees houses like this in the UK, they're probably like, ugh, what? It's not just all cobbled houses that are detached or big white buildings? This is awful. How do people live like this? Genuinely, if you want to see some projects, go to a place called South Shields, right? There's you'll be a changed person once you leave that place. American tries Greggs for the first time. Oh yes!
Hi, I'm an American here, first time in the UK. Here to try out the famous Greggs.
Okay, so before he...
By the way, just before they try this food, sorry, where is this Greggs? This looks like the most Americanified Greggs ever. Like, normal Greggs are just on, like, a high street. Sometimes they'll have, like, a window smashed in. This looks like it's in some sort of dystopian land. It looks like it's outside of some sort of embassy. Look at all the flags here.
Okay, so you're trying
Okay,
out
here we go.
sausage, beans, and cheese. This one doesn't look like it's super fresh, but still good, so go ahead and give it a whirl. I've already had these. I'm just eating them because I enjoy eating them. There's a plane.
Oh, I really hope he likes this. Please like it, Pops. Please. Oh, the sniff test.
Smells like a pastry.
Well, that's a good check. Pass the first test.
Love the texture.
Alright.
That's one thing I noticed in all the foods I've been tested with from the UK. They focus a lot on texture.
Okay. What about the taste of it, fella? You like
So
it?
you've had cheesy
It's gone,
beans.
they said about 4 bites there.
Love that.
But you got cheesy beans and the sausage that you had in the sausage roll. So when these things are piping hot fresh, it's really hard to beat.
See, that is the thing, right? We've got a cultured American here. He knows that this isn't probably the best version of the Greggs they're having because it's a little bit cold. You need to get them when they're freshly been put out, right? If you're in the queue and you see that, you know, there's a little bit of an empty kind of tray there, just give it a couple of minutes, right? Just go outside, right? Just have a bit of a vape or just chill, go on your phone for a little bit. Once you see that new batch of pastries, oh, trust me, it will be worth every single minute you spent outside. When it's piping hot, when you take your first bite and it nearly blows your socks off. Oh, I can taste it right now. Also, this is another example of, like, everything inside of this pie looks disgusting, but just because it's in like a pastry and looks nice, it makes it lush. UK food doesn't look good, but it tastes good, okay?
Growing up in Hawaii, we ate pork and beans and bread. Not toast like the UK. Bread. And I like this better. I love pork and beans, but this rivals
When it's
pork and
packaged
beans.
nicely.
Gets in. Okay. I'll take that as a W for the UK. He said it was better than his hometown food. I'll take it. Thank you very much, Pops. You're welcome anytime. If you want to come round to mine for tea, right, or we can even, you know, go to Greggs. Guess what? Next to mine, there's a Greggs drive-thru. That's how much we love Greggs where I'm from.
British people are not real. They're not. They can't be. Whoever named stuff in London or England was like they asked a toddler to do it, I think. Chippies? That's what you call a place where you get chips? Fries? Yeah, I went down to...
How was that a child named that, Curtis Connor? Chippies. You got the chippy. So go the chippy. It's just perfect. Because no matter what you get chips with it, right? You get a fish, chips, battered sausage. Oh, you know what? I'll have some chips with that. Haggis, I'll have some chips with that. Chips by themselves. Guess what? I'll have more chips with that.
And then, dude, when they have a sandwich that's toasted, guess what it's called? A toasty. Yeah, mate, just woke up, have a little bit of mushy peas down at the chippy, and then after that had a little toasty, went down for a little pinty wanky with my little laddie baddies at the pubby wubby.
He does have a little bit of a point, like we just kind of put E on the end of stuff, but I like it. It's cute. Do you want a toasty, love? Oh, yes, please, love. You've read me mind, love. Thank you very much. Do you want a drinky poo? Oh, I'll have a drinky poo, love. Count me in. It's cute. Okay, we're enjoying ourselves over here. If it doesn't affect you, why you gotta comment on it? I mean, if you want to talk about how Americans name things, why do you call football football when you don't kick it? When it doesn't touch your foot most of the time? Yeah, you do every so often. With our football, we actually kick it the entire time. You use your hands. How is it football? Americans just don't get the UK to the guts. Awful.
So, my thoughts on England after spending 2 weeks there. So I've been to England twice before, but I never left Walsall, so I never got to experience anything other than Walsall. First off, how the f*** do y'all drive over there? The roads are tiny as f***. Everybody's parked all up and down both sides. They're zipping around all over the place. What I'd consider a one-way street over here is actually a two-way there. It explains why the driver's license in England's so damn hard to get. It's madness. Second thing's betting offices. They're everywhere. You can bet on everything everywhere. William Hill, Ladbrokes is everywhere. And there's a Greg's on every corner.
This guy's so frustrated with everything in the UK. He's losing his mind. He does have a couple of points though. Again, in the UK, like, a lot of lads get stuck into a rut, especially lads, where all they do is drink or gamble. And it's because, again, there's not many things to stimulate people in the UK. Unfortunately, people go down these dark paths, and the UK is kind of set up for people to fall into these paths. I remember my mate in college, like when he was 16, we would be sitting having like a sausage sandwich in a cafe, and he would be betting on like under 18s netball on a team he doesn't even know. I'll be like, why are you at like 9 AM? I'll be like, brother, what are you doing? Put the phone down. People get hooked over here. It's like a serious issue. To be fair, I've never heard of people our age like actually going into a betting shop. I feel like they just do it on their phones now. Do people actually still go into betting shops? That's mad. This one was actually posted in my subreddit r/Cam Kirkham, baby. They're saying that they have no idea what this means, and I just find it hilarious that there's a sign called bell end. I don't know if this is meant to signify a dead end. I don't really know how to explain this one to you. I don't really know why they've called it a bell end. Basically, a bell end is meant to be, it can be a couple of things actually. It can be the end of a penis, or it can be just somebody that, you know, gets on your wick a little bit, gets on your nerves. I don't know why it has a double meaning, but this must be so hard for people like learning English for the first time and then they get told slang. Like, things have like double meanings that have no correlation to each other. It must be insanely difficult. I used to think French was hard because there was male and female kind of nouns. English is so much harder. When you travelled all the way to Europe for a pizza and they don't have ranch and you have to cut it yourself. Ah, stupid Europe, not cutting the pizza for us. Do they cut the pizza for you in America? I don't know if this will shock you even more, but my girlfriend Chloe, she cuts pizza with scissors, and honestly, the first time that like we had a pizza together and she did this, I genuinely was horrified. I was like, what are you doing? Why have you got the scissors to cut the pizza? And that was the first time I'd learned that a lot of people actually do that. Is it bad that I like eat my pizza with a knife and fork in a restaurant? Like, a lot of people just kind of cut it into slices then eat it. Like, I like to do the knife and fork. I got called posh for that. I think it's just good manners, guys, honestly. It was somebody that was working at the restaurant that said this to me, and ever since then I've thought, wait, am I doing this wrong the entire time? Let me know. If you're in a restaurant, do you eat your pizza with a knife and fork, or do you just cut it into slices and then just shove it all in? I still don't know which is the best way to eat it, but nobody cuts it for you here. Like, are you a child? Just do this yourself. Good job they've hid your face from this, because I would be hurling abuse at you.
So I've been talking to a Brit, and this entire time we just keep arguing over the way words are supposed to be said or the meanings of words or whatever, and it ends up really funny. First up, Adidas. He says Adidas. He legitimately was telling me that he was going to get an Adidas suit, and I was like, what is an Adidas? Like, I was so confused. I was like, oh, are you saying Adidas?
You know what? I'm actually more confused. What's an Adidas suit? What, that man's getting, like, going to, like, a funeral or a wedding with, like, 3 stripes down his blazer and his trousers? That is remarkable. Who is this man, and where did he get that from? I need to get an Adidas suit.
Up next, darn it. I always thought darn it was something that, like, my mom or, like, somebody's mom somewhere in the past made up because they didn't want to say damn it. Apparently, darn it is, like, what they say. Like,
what? British people don't say darn it. Do people even say darn it in the real world? The only person I've ever heard say darn it is Bart Simpson. What British people say? What British person is going around like doing and something annoys them and they go, oh, fucking darn it? Nobody says that. This guy is not British. He's lying to you, love.
And then when it's time to get off the phone, he doesn't say like, all right, bye, right? He's like, oh, ta-ta for now. Or like when he's about to get off the phone, he'll be like, oh, I'm going to take leave of you. It's time for me to take leave of you. Like, we really got to step our game up over here.
Okay, I feel like you're talking to a ChatGPT kind of person that's trying to get your personal information. You know, I don't think that you're actually talking to a real account here. Nobody speaks like this over here. And if they do, somebody check the hard drive, because I'm not, you know, I think the jury's still out on that person.
I wasn't even gonna make a video, but I'm about to make a video about here right now. You know, just follow me. Listen. Okay. So Warburton's. Okay, I got the Warburton's toasty bread sent by Parker's, and I like, you know, bread in America. You guys say it's like cake. It's sweet, and I don't even, this bread is so good that I literally just took this bread, just like this, not toast anything. I just put butter on it. This has to be the best tasting bread ever. Like,
sorry, how bad does American food have to be where this man simply discovers that you can put butter on bread and it's like the greatest invention ever? I love how shocked he's like, this is the greatest tasting thing ever. Like, why does America not have this? I need to bring this over. I'm gonna be like Christopher Columbus. Also, Warburton's bread, oh my god, that is the best bread. My stepdad used to work night shift for them, and he would like, I used to wait at the door like for him coming back, because he would bring like, oh, so much bread from, oh, what a job that was.
What about British people like it really bothers you?
Their teeth.
You think they can fix it?
Yeah, it's absolutely.
What about the teeth really turns you off?
They're there. They're big.
Are there any British people you like?
Yeah. I don't have one off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is one. Like, I know there is. I just don't know their names right now.
Absolute twat, doesn't know what he's talking about. Absolute bellend. Right, that sign was made for him. Right, we've got perfectly good teeth over here. Thank you very much. I don't need to prove it. Just trust me words. Thank you very much. Most of us definitely don't take a cheap flight to Turkey and get it all sorted. Definitely not. Why is that a thing, though? Like, when you see Americans, not all Americans, obviously, in total, Americans do have better teeth than British people. What is it about us that makes us have this teeth? Like, why aren't our teeth straight? Like, when I was 12, why did I have to go to an orthodontist and get braces on? And then I had to have them on for 2 years. I have a retainer in for a year later, and then they still just go back to what they were like before. Like, why is this a thing?
One wrong turn in the UK, in a city, you're going to have a different accent, different slang, and a lot of times I have no idea what the hell they're saying. Scouse, for example, they add in a bunch of extra vowels to a lot of stuff, and they do this weird pitch thing where they go up and down, and sometimes I don't know what they're saying. And then if you travel to Manchester, which isn't that far up the road, they say love with everything, and they all sound like they're talking to you a little bit sarcastically. Then you go to
I love how confused Americans are by British accent. To be fair, again, it's one of those things that you just don't really think of, but it is really weird that places can be so close to each other here, yet we talk so differently. Like, Liverpool and Manchester, realistically, aren't that far apart, yet they sound so different. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, how did people develop these accents? Like, why do I talk like this, but you will talk like something completely different? Or if I go literally like 15 minutes in the car to like a posher place in Newcastle, they'll not sound like me, they'll sound like they're educated. It is kind of wild, and I don't understand how within such a short area things can be so different. Like, every time I have to go to Sunderland, honestly, like, I feel like being sick hearing those people speak. Yet that's only like half an hour away from us. What's going on? Okay, small cultural differences I've noticed between the US and the UK as an American living in London. Oh, well then, love. Party scene use. Oh no. This was a huge shock for me at the casual use of drugs. For a weekend out. I hadn't ever been exposed to people doing these on a casual night, like a pub, out like I have here. Yeah, that is, you know, unfortunately that is a thing here. Again, I don't know why. I think it's just maybe people just trying to take their mind off things. They just fall into a dark path and then they rely on these things to have a good time. It is very normalized here, unfortunately, and it does ruin people's lives. I've been fortunate enough where I've never like got hooked to things, but I know people that like every single time they go on a night out, they're like, oh, I've got to get a bar. And you're like, what? I thought we were just going for a pint, man. It's a Wednesday night, man. Some people are just on it over here. Marriage age. There's definitely more of a difference between the Midwest of the US and the UK as a whole. But people here tend to get married later. I know loads of people back home married and starting to have kids. I'm 24 and my boyfriend doesn't have a single friend engaged yet. That is interesting. I don't know why that is. I don't know if, like, the UK just has commitment issues, but Central C's trying to fix that for us. So, we're on it. Well, I don't know if it's because, like, people have less money here, and you know, because weddings are so expensive, like, you know, people save up for weddings for years to have like a decent one. I don't know why that could be. It's interesting. I know in America, like, people get married really young. I don't know if people just, yeah, have commitment issues here. That's interesting. Children plus pubs. It was so strange to me that the first time I went into the pub and saw kids running around or someone with a baby, I'd say in the US, people don't tend to take kids to bars. Often you aren't allowed. I think it's cool people here still value their time out after kids. Yeah, like, my childhood was spent a lot of time in pubs. Like, that's just a normal thing over here. It's not even like a bad thing. It's kind of good that you're out with your parents and like you get to spend time with them. And a lot of pubs here have like play areas and are like kid friendly. Like, what some of my fondest memories as a kid is getting a J2O and then getting like a packet of crisps and like open it fully up and just having them on the table. Like, moments like that are like really special. And I know that sounds so boring, but I like that about the UK. Anyway, that is the end of this video, Donuts. If you want me to make this series, let us know, because there's so many videos of Americans taking the piss out of the UK and not understanding it. So 4,000 likes on this video and I'll get another one recorded for you. And if you want to watch another video from me, go on a binge watch. Enjoy yourself, man. Go on. See that one? It's alright. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty decent. If I do say so myself. I am a little bit biased, but I would go and watch it. Right, try it. What's the worst that happens? Exactly. Go on, you've convinced yourself. Bye-bye.
Kirkham, baby!